This Circa Ultimate Contest Weekend edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with code SGPN.
Hey, this is Derek Stevens. I'm the owner of Circa Las Vegas. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Fucking shine box.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, Stack of the Money Green, with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
We've been here for 28 hours, maybe.
Yeah,
and I feel it.
I can tell Kramer's hitting the wall. Well, we got after it last night.
It's not just that. There is something. I feel like we've been on the go. I was up early this morning doing stuff. A lot of mingling, which talking to people,
small talk,
talking to strangers.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's been a great trip. It's awesome. And we got a recent show tonight. We got probably Legacy Club. We got more craps, I could imagine.
Yep.
We went on a craps heater again, Ryan.
30-minute
roll this guy, and I didn't even realize. At some point he went to the bathroom and someone else started rolling. I missed that like later. I'm like, wait, why is someone else rolling? We didn't crap out. And
yeah, I mean,
it was just great.
To pull back the curtain, pass line max odds, 2 come bets max odds, and we went roughly 30 minutes without crapping out at all. And it was one of those too where the table had started poorly. I was almost close to like hitting the wall and be like, all right, this isn't our craps roll, because we had been building up and getting some numbers out there, but not just getting crushed. Setting up, getting crushed, and then it happened. And it was one of those rolls where at some point you just expect to get paid. Every time the dice get rolled. I'm
like, all right, just keep those chips coming in.
And it was
great.
A lot of 4s and 10s too, and those are the best.
And there was potentially a mispay, but hey, when it's going your way, it's going your way.
So we're covered on 4, 10, and 6 or 8. I forget what the point was, but we had 4 and 10 through come bets, and dealer roll, or the shooter rolls a 3. I see a 3. They call a 3. The old person working on our side just starts paying out our 4, and then you're like, "What's going on here?" And I'm just like, "No, shut the fuck up. We're getting paid."
And speaking of getting paid, you can get paid too, of course, if you win the phrase that pays. I have a feeling, Ryan, we might beat last year's record. If we do, we will bump up the prize. But right now, the kitty is sitting at $1,000 Circa NFL future. All you got to do is listen to those NFL team previews. There's 1 word per episode, and then write all those words down. It forms a phrase, and you go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/phrase to submit your Circa or your phrase that pays. So you got a chance to win. Kramer, did we get any more faxes? We had 1 fax.
We've had a total of 1 fax. I'm confirming we haven't received a second. Oh my goodness.
We got a second fax.
Oh my goodness. We may have received a second fax.
I almost want to give them bonus points. If
I'm
you're
confirming, right? Yeah, I feel like if you send a fax, and we might have to hook them up with a gift card or something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This looks like it. Oh, it is.
We got another fax.
It is with a two-page cover letter, a comment that says "Fuck the Cowboys, let it ride."
Amazing.
If they still monitored fax lines, they'd be like, "What's going on with this?"
What's happening?
Also, list out all the team names, and for the Cowboys, writes "Fuck the Cowboys," and for the Redskins, writes "Commander Redskins football team."
Wow, so this guy gets extra
true
credit.
fan.
We got a gift card coming his way. All right, we got a little fun few interviews here. We got Jeff Parles, we got Mike Palm, And we got our boy Maddie, the proxy. So a lot of fun to get to, just chopping it up, talking football, getting excited about this upcoming season. Of course, if you haven't already signed up for Circa Survivor, Circa Million, of course, do that. Go to footballcontest.com, promo code SGP, get in on the contests. And of course, we are brought to you by Rhythm. The NFL is back, man, and Rhythm crushed it. They are our go-to when it comes to the data. You need to have a little data with your gut handicapping. I love that sweet combo. We talk a little Miami Dolphins in this episode, Ryan. Rhythm did a great job on hammering these Tyreek Hill props last year. 13-5 on the Tyreek Hill props with a 31% ROI. Start your 7-day free trial. You're gonna like it. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Joining us here at the Circa Ballroom, Vice President of Circa, the D and Golden Gate, the maestro himself, Mike Palm. Mike, thanks for hopping on. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, fellas.
Now I know you're a very busy guy because I just saw a video of you on social at Circa celebrating the new Circa out there in Kentucky.
Yeah, we flew down to Nashville Tuesday afternoon, then drove up to Franklin, Kentucky yesterday morning. Big local turnout. The mayor was there, some state representatives, the Chamber of Commerce, 4 members of the Kentucky Horse Racing and Gaming Commission, and about 200 lay people showed up. I mean, it's a big deal in that area.
Yeah.
You invest $8 million in building a big book like that, and they were appreciative. It helps their tourism out a lot, and it's been great working with ECL. With Ron Winchell and company, and so we're really excited. We did a UFC pay-per-view there Saturday night, and the whole book was full. I was talking. It's part of a whole casino expansion. Our book. They built a big, beautiful center bar. They have live country music on Friday and Saturday. So I'm asking the girl that's bartending there, is it get busy here? Or is it just with the music? She said, I just got beer back to my bar. This is Wednesday afternoon. I said, what do you mean? She said they drank us all out on Saturday. She said we ran out of beer because of the UFC. She said we had no Michelob Ultra with 3 fights to go.
That's crazy.
Oh, what a time we live in. Michelob Ultra sells out during a UFC fight.
Yeah, I like mine over ice. I like to.
Well, also of all the beers, like you're watching Bloodsport, but then you're also worried about the calories.
Health conscious crew there.
Yeah, I like to watch 2 guys beat the shit out of each other in the ring, but I don't want to empty calories. Kramer and I have been having this ongoing debate, and Kramer's already rubbing it in my face because I say Grandissimo when it came out. We're like, my instinct was, if I set the line, I'd set it at 22. Now we're sitting here at Ultimate Contest Weekend and sitting it right there at 20. So Kramer said 37.5. He set the line. I thought he was crazy. I've been making fun of him, but now he's already victory lapping because it seems like that's where you guys are headed.
Yeah, I set it at 30.5, so I was right between the two of you, but I never thought there'd be 11 on August 1st.
Yeah.
Because I said nobody wants to tie their 100,000 up.
Hold on to it, right?
But I guess my 100,000 is different than these guys' 100,000s. And it's just like every other day, some stranger wanders in off the street and plumps down 100,000. Yeah, I want to get in that thing. I think maybe we go over 40. I mean, your number might be really sharp.
My take was that there would be the anonymous whale who sees a 100K contest and says that's unique. I want in that, regardless of what it is.
Well, and we had ran into Kramer ran into one of the guys that signed up for Grandissimo, and he asked him, hey, why'd you sign up early? Like, I mean, I'm hanging on to that interest till the very last day, but he goes, well, I wanted the package that you guys include, the JSX suite, the tasting table, the founders suite rooms, which our buddy rented the one time. Awesome place.
He goes, I wanted to enjoy the perks before the season.
Yeah. And sometimes maybe that's their only part of their schedule. They can get out to Las Vegas too. I mean, people are funny, as you guys know. I mean, there's a guy that got in it, and I won't say his name, obviously, but he says, well, what are you going to do for me? Because I don't live in a JSX city. Well, you don't live in a Well, I need to be. It's unfair that you flew these other people out from the JSX cities. I had to pay for my own. You got in. You don't have to get in. I mean, people are strange.
It is funny when a guy who has 100K to invest is in the survivors like nickel and diamond for a couple of.
I feel like most of the time those are the nickel and diamond.
They're the chiselers, the biggest. That's how they got there, chiseling.
Chisel away. away, chisel away.
There's something to that.
What about the first week? Because we're debating it. We're going back and forth. I'm expecting a lot of people in the Broncos. Kramer being a Giants fan, we're hoping people are on the Commanders. Maybe the Giants upset them in a division game.
No, people don't like to play division games. That's why the Eagles and Commanders will not be played as much as people think.
Okay.
It's interesting because this is not an easy week.
No,
the obvious plays the Broncos, right?
Broncos, but then other than that, maybe you're getting a little cute.
I know people don't like to use road teams, but I mean, the Cardinals we opened 4. They're 6.5. Would people take a shot if you look at the Cardinals schedule? Although the biggest movement of anybody to win a division is actually the Cardinals in the NFC West from sharp money coming in. I think if I were in it, and of course I can't be, I would look hard at the Colts in Week 1. Against Miami.
Taking the Colts?
Yes.
Because we were thinking about taking the Dolphins, fading Daniel Jones.
What's wrong with Daniel Jones?
Well, I've seen Daniel
as a Giants fan.
He's very mobile. His best plays are with his legs.
That is true.
I think Miami's a mess. A mess. I bet someplace far away that he would be the starter just because I didn't think he would leave Minnesota unless they told him you're the starter.
No,
There's no way he's going to Indy to be the backup.
We were giving it
Richardson.
out at plus 180, 2 to 1.
Crazy. Those odds.
And also from Steichen's press conference, it seemed like he had his mind made up when he was citing Daniel Jones's play in 2022. He brought him in for a reason.
It's an interesting choice of words from Steichen. He's our starter for the season. Most coaches would say we're going to start Week 1. Yeah. He said he's our starter for the season.
How many times has a coach gone out of his way to say he has a long leash, especially with Daniel Jones?
I think it speaks to how bad Anthony Richardson is.
He's got to be off. He taps out. So I mean, does he have he doesn't have the locker room. He doesn't have the accuracy. I mean. I don't know. I mean, because if I'm Daniel Jones, I'd love to stay there with KOC, who's probably the best quarterback coach in the NFL. Yeah. Right? And a situation where who knows if McCarthy's knee was going to be okay. You might inherit. That's a Mercedes up there. That defense is really good. Yeah, and they did. And so, I think that's kind of a sneaky play, but I'd be looking hard at the Colts in Week 1.
Oh, wow. This has rocked my world.
They are at home. Mike, would you be worried? They haven't won a home.
Of course I'd be worried. I'd be worried about any pick. I'd be worried about the Broncos. But,
Colts haven't won an opener since 2013.
The number 1 pick goes down every year in Week 1.
That is true.
I get it. Zach Taylor never gets his team ready till October. Right? But before that, it used to be the Colts when they get beat by the Jags. That was the early years of Survivor, taking everybody down.
And we were not on the Bengals. Unfortunately, we were on the Ravens.
Well, that was the worst beat of the year. I mean, they're up 10 at home in the fourth quarter to the frickin' Raiders. Are you kidding me?
Harbaugh off a loss at home with extra rest.
I stopped watching that game. I stopped watching that game. That was over. I stopped watching.
I bet it again, even knowing the result. That's how bad I felt. Makes no sense. But it's crazy. Super excited for the season, and just cannot wait. What about Circa Million? What do we think is going to be some popular plays Week 1 in Circa Million?
I have no idea. I don't get too excited about that. My focus right now is to try to get this Survivor to 20 million. I think we're going to be really close.
Okay.
And if we don't get there, I'll blame Derek and his stupid Grandissimo for cannibalizing it, not sticking with our core competency. This is our whole landmark thing that we do. And people say, well, why do you think Derek did it? I said, he's tired of hanging around with school teachers and these regular people that come and win, and he wants his people. He wants to hang around his people, the whales, right?
Well, and I would say from a marketing business point of view, there maybe are some new people coming out of the woodwork that are like, oh, hey, maybe I will stay here at Circa.
Don't you want a guy that can spend $100,000 on a contest coming and hanging out at your casino? I think it's a good idea.
If I owned a casino, I want a lot of people who can spend
whatever it takes.
Bring them in.
It's also from our perspective as observers, very interesting to watch a completely different contest where you can where there's 40 people, maybe 40 people, and you can only have 2 entries. Like if you can make it to October, you're in really good shape.
Say, what week does that? I was thinking.
Derek says it doesn't make it to October.
I said, okay. I said it doesn't get to Thanksgiving.
That's what I put. I said the over/under is Thanksgiving.
Because my thought was I don't even think about the protecting teams in the Grandissimo.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get to the next week.
Yeah, because the equity too. As soon as half the pool's out,
you might be able to cash out after Week 1.
That's crazy.
If that means something. I mean, a lot of these guys, I don't know if they're looking to turn 100 into 250.
Yeah,
but.
I guess that's the other thing. Like, if you're in regular Survivor and you have a 250 cash out, you're definitely thinking about it. But if you're in the Grandissimo, it's 2.5x.
You know, the kid that wouldn't chop a couple years ago,
Sean
Perry.
Perry, yes.
I mean, he's a scumbag poker player, but to his point of he's betting 250,000 on a game. What's he trying to get 800,000? I mean, I totally get. He didn't have to be a jerk the way he went about it, but he became a a great villain for the contest.
Oh, and great for the documentary.
Yeah.
You know, you need the heel, and of course, everyone checking out the latest installment. It's been it's so fun to watch people vicariously sweat.
The sweat. That's what everyone loves.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to just experience that. And Sean Perry. He's had a few. I know he was on the 49ers because I felt a lot better about my Chiefs Super Bowl bet when I saw that he put down $1 million here at Circa. But again, to your point, if he has all this poker money, maybe he feels like he's playing with house money. And
I don't know if it's his money or not, but if a guy's betting that as their unit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I get the point.
Yeah, no, it is. It's awesome, super exciting. Always appreciate you having on the program. Everyone coming out to Circa Sports, and congrats again to the new addition there in Kentucky.
Looks amazing,
and soon to be in Missouri on December.
Soon
1st.
to be.
Congrats on that. Well, last time I heard you talk about it, you were laying very long odds.
I thought the real odds were about 40-1, but I said 100-1. But you know, it's the David and Goliath story. Everybody loves an underdog, especially when they're a billionaire auto parts supplier. I guess. I mean, come on with these narratives.
Well, now this is pretty interesting because FanDuel, by their projections, they're like, hey, blah blah blah. The pitch they had more tax dollars potentially coming in from Missouri, but they ended up going with you guys at Circa. Why do you think they chose you guys over FanDuel?
I think they recognize that we have a different customer, and FanDuel and DraftKings have the same customer and the same business plan. And Derek made a good argument about it's an incremental customer. Think about this. FanDuel said we project our first full year will be $400 million. Yeah. That's $40 million to the state. What are we going to give them? We're going to give them 400 if we have 400,000 if we have a good year. So when you say the fiduciary responsibility of the Gaming Commission, you would say these are the obvious choices, but they looked beyond that. And you know, all the RG stuff, DraftKings talked about, because they asked, do you take credit cards? Yes, but we're getting rid of it because it's not right for people to spend money they don't have. And then they just announced today they're not taking credit cards. I mean, they were serious about it. I thought they were answering the question to the commission. They were very serious. No, we're not going to take the credit cards anymore.
Well, congrats. You guys continue to kill it. I know all our listeners enjoy coming out, signing up for the contest. Still time to get in for the contest. The great maestro himself, Mike Palm. Appreciate the time, man.
Love it when you have an early afternoon show and you're not so late at night.
Exactly. Not late night at Visa. Shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Best Ball Mania all summer long. Love me some Best Ball Mania. Ryan, who is I feel like I need to load up some more Underdog drafts before the season kicks off. Of course, you get a chance to win $15 million in prizes, $2 million to first. That is just awesome. And you don't have to play the waiver wire. I mean, no managed leagues this year. None, zero, nothing. Feels great. I feel clean.
I was just entered in one without my knowledge.
What?
Shout out to Dick Olson. Archie's wet dream will return for a 15th season. So
great. Awesome.
I'm back.
You are back. I am not, but I love playing the Underdog drafts. And of course, Kramer, who do you think's your number one exposure in the Underdog drafts?
It's Roshan Johnson, I believe. I believe I have like 80% Roshan Johnson. He's available in every draft. So yeah, he would be one that comes to mind.
This is unfortunate for me because he has a debilitating neck injury now, but Jalen McMillan.
Oh no.
Yeah. But again, some of these other ones are pretty good. Caleb Johnson, have a ton of Caleb Johnson. Also have Zach Charbonnet. So the injury stuff breaking right for me there. And then Adam Thielen, who supposedly the Vikings are looking to trade for Adam Thielen. So that might be a good sign for Adam Thielen.
Well, if you're not on social media,
not a great sign maybe for the Vikings, but a good sign for Adam Thielen.
There was some sort of cryptic JJ McCarthy Instagram post with him working out with Adam Thielen from before the year. Maybe there was also some cryptic post by Adam Thielen's agent about having a fun weekend celebrating their anniversary. Seemed a little winkish. So,
right.
And actually, I shouldn't lie. My top guy is actually Jonnu Smith. in terms of ownership. So,
Oh, okay. Well, probably don't like that he went to the Steelers.
or I like it more.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I mean, Arthur Smith does love him, and we love Underdog. Again, get in on their new offer. Very fun here. Play $5, you get $50 in bonus funds only when you use the code SGPN. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. Joining us here at Circa Ultimate Contest Weekend from the Circa Ballroom, Jeff Parles from Sports by the Book. Jeff, appreciate you coming over here. What's you're a Jets fan. Let's start there. We got to get a
come on. That's where we're starting. No,
well, we got to talk a little Jets. I'm a mini Jets fan because of the long shot bet I have on Justin Fields for rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
I also like Braylon Allen rushing touchdowns. I think that defense is gonna be good with Aaron Glenn, and if Justin Fields can be the version he was in Pittsburgh, where hey, not a ton of big plays with passing the ball, but if he doesn't turn it over, they might be okay. Where are you at?
High-end offensive line. That's a good place to start, right? We're talking about this is the best Jet offensive line they've had in a year since 2010, which was also the last time they were in the playoffs. Of course, one step shy of the Super Bowl, which I'll still contend if the Jets had won that Super Bowl with Mark Sanchez playing quarterback of all people, where they beat Manning and Brady in that postseason and lost to Roethlisberger. If they beat Roethlisberger, they would have got Rodgers in the Super Bowl. It would have been the greatest run of all time, and it was with Mark Sanchez. I digress. To this team here 15 years later, really good offensive line gives me a lot more hope than I think a lot of experts give them, because when you are look, you're an Eagles fan.
Yes.
You know this. You just won a Super Bowl because you had the best offensive line in football, coupled with the best running back in football, coupled with a quarterback who doesn't make mistakes. Yeah. That's a pretty damn good combination.
It's a great formula.
There. It's a great formula. It also helps that you have the most talent in the NFL. Yeah. So I know Kramer's loving what I'm saying right now.
Well, I was going to say, I'm assuming we're
getting all worked up over here.
We're going to ignore the offensive line's performance in the joint practices against Abdul Carter and the Giants.
Hey, look, Abdul Carter, even though he is as close to odds on as you will ever see for a guy at the beginning of the year in the award market, if he plays 15 games, he wins 99 out of 100 times. But back to the Jets. Garrett Wilson has had absolute dog crap quarterback play his entire career. He's been over 1,000 yards old.
But Justin Fields, I kind of forgot about the Ohio State
the camaraderie. Look, and here's the thing with Fields. He had played in Chicago behind offensive lines that were so awful. Yeah. That this offensive line, and look, joint practices notwithstanding against the Giants. And again, I think the Giants defense is going to be really good this year, even though it may not create a lot of wins. But this offense, if they just go ground and pound, run the ball 30 times a game, and Fields is not asked to do a lot, they can be in reasonable shape. Now that becomes a question of, will the defense be what they were before Robert Saleh got fired again, where they were a legitimate top 10 defense.
I mean, they have
a
ton of talent.
They have a lot of talent. And then they were the worst defense in the NFL basically the last 10 weeks last year, in part because Gardner had a really bad year, all things considered. But they're 5.5, 6.5, depending on where you're at. I got a 6 and went over a 6 on the Jets. The problem they have is their first half before the bye, their schedule's outrageously tough. Yeah. It starts right away with the Aaron Rodgers reunion game. Then you have to play Buffalo, which is the Bills. If they win week 1, I think the Bills are starting 11-0. It's going to be a while before.
Well, we talked about that of Bills. If you like them in week 1, Bills to start 5-0 is plus 380.
It's a great bet. They're not losing.
The rest of those games look pretty winnable.
They're not losing. Maybe they lose to Kansas City in week 9, but it could be a while before the Bills lose a game. But I have the Jets over 6. I have a little sprinkle on the Jets at plus 475 to make the postseason as well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's going to be one shocker.
There
in the
always
AFC, there's going to be one shocker.
They could be the Broncos like last year.
Whether it's the Jets, whether it's the Raiders, whether it's Tennessee out in the South, if they're a second team. Yeah, I know. I'm going a little bit crazy. Going a little crazy.
I saw Will Levis has taken enough of our money, and I would say, for me, the difference is, I think at least Aaron Glenn might be a good head coach. Obviously, we don't know. Callahan,
pretty bad return so far.
Man.
I agree with you. And then, but that's why I bring up.
I like Cam Ward though.
That's why I bring up the Raiders as the other potential shocker. the Raiders have not had an adult coaching them since Gruden.
Yeah.
Since Gruden was run out. Look, Bisaccia did well for half a season, but they thought so much of him that they hired Josh McDaniels. So obviously that worked out. And then Pierce I'm going to miss Antonio Pierce in a comedic way. Like, I loved Antonio Pierce so much. He's just such a bad coach, and you could count on him to do the wrong thing at every single turn.
It was great. It was great fading him in gambling.
It was awesome. It was awesome. And look, I don't love Pete Carroll at this point in his career. I think the game may have passed him by, but he has two awesome coordinators. I mean, Chip Kelly is a great offensive coordinator, play caller, and Geno Smith is a monster upgrade than the crap they had at quarterback the last few years. They're
Max Crosby.
The problem they have is they're just in a bear of a division where Denver, I think Denver takes a step forward even off of that big year a year ago. The Chargers, the Slater injury sucks, but that's still a really good team, and Harbaugh's awesome even though he's a lunatic, and the Chiefs are the Chiefs. So, but
it's just that division is brutal.
Division's brutal.
We just did the Westgate win total contest, and I was staring at the Raiders. 7. It's a flat number 7.
Oh boy, I do like them over. I think they're an 8-9 team that can push 9-8, 10-7. We're going to learn a ton about them in week 1.
Yeah,
because they go to Foxborough,
I love it.
A team that a lot of people seem to love. I don't buy it.
I'll be honest,
Captain
Fade of the
I haven't
Pats.
talked to a single person like in this world, in like the world of talking about sports, that likes the Patriots.
I like them under. I don't see how they're 8.5. They have to win 5 more games than they did a year ago. They won 1 game that Drake May started and finished a year ago. That's a lot to ask of Vrabel, who I love, but that is a ton to ask. 5 more wins.
Talk to me next
roster.
year, maybe. You know?
Yeah, sure. Year 3 for May, year 2 for Vrabel there, and especially Buffalo takes a step back this year, which I don't see them doing.
No, that schedule is so easy.
Schedule is such a joke. Miami's the joke team in that division.
Oh.
No, that team.
Should we tell them, Sean?
What?
Our plans for Miami week 1?
Oh yeah, so
Please.
we were talking. We've been talking. So we did one episode where we map out our complete survival. Where that's exactly what we're doing.
Okay,
locked in. I can't
like
change it. And then we have one entry that we're gonna play week by week. And Kramer and I are thinking for that entry, we start off with the Miami Dolphins week 1 in Survivor as a dog.
Oh my God!
Now Indianapolis hasn't won since 2013.
Yeah,
You're playing against Daniel Jones, and I'm with you. This Dolphins team has an incredibly low floor, but if they're all healthy and you put all that speed inside a dome, now the Achan injury, we'll see as we get closer how serious that is, but Tua healthy, Jalen Waddle.
They win this game.
I think they can beat the Colts.
But then they do implode at some point.
You guys have a lot bigger balls than I do. That's for sure.
Well, then we just pray for some crazy upsets. But the other play is like Denver.
Your game theory makes sense on the Dolphins, though. Like Miami, you want to go crazy on a road dog. Carolina in week 1. I know you like the Jags this year,
guy.
but I just thinking like short. Road dog is not a terrible spot, like
especially with the board this season.
Exactly, and you look at it. We're staring at it right here in the ballroom upstairs. Like, God, we can go really nuts if you want to take Michael Penix in Atlanta here in week 1. But from a game theory perspective, it makes sense to me. Like, you take a team that no one's going to take. You hope the Bengals get beat again in week 1 by the Browns.
I mean, the Commanders losing to the Giants.
I think the Commanders are. It's so interesting with Washington, in theory, you should always say, oh, the kid who had the awesome rookie year, he should get better. The team should get better. I hated their offseason.
Yeah.
They got worse on defense, which I didn't even know was possible going in. And the whole McLaurin situation is completely screwed. They trade Brian Robinson for peanuts. Now, granted, running backs don't mean anything at this point unless if you're at the top.
Yeah, I don't. So why run him out of town?
I don't know. Whatever. That was a whole weird situation. If there's going to be a monster upset week 1, it is Kramer's Giants against the Commanders in week 1.
The Titans, I don't see it. Rookie quarterback on the road in Denver.
Cleveland at home.
That's dangerous.
The Bengals have been awful week 1 through the years.
Joe Flacco.
Flacco is always a pain in the ass early in the season before he starts throwing 4 interceptions a game. That's a dangerous. The Broncos are I don't see the path for the upset. I even see you and I actually talked about this off the air when you guys are in town for Bet Bash as well. New Orleans is going to be on my card week 1 plus the points. And I already know at like 10
Good luck.
Exactly. 10 a.m. after Tyler Shuck or Rattler or whoever the hell plays in week 1 throws a ghastly pick 6 and I'm down 7-0 3 minutes into the game. And it's like, what the hell did I do to myself?
Road favorite is tough.
We faded the Saints, I think, 7 times in our Survivor round.
It's a great thing. I have them to be the worst team in the NFL. They're going to
be so bad.
And I feel bad for Kellen Moore because I think Kellen Moore has a clue.
Yeah.
But he has inherited and it's funny where the whole offseason, the eyeballs are on Cleveland. What are they doing? What is this quarterback room? Cleveland, everyone on Cleveland's roster, quarterback-wise, including the rookies and including Kenny Pickett and including Deshaun Watson without an Achilles, are better than all the guys in New Orleans.
They have 3 quarterbacks with a combined 7 NFL starts. And it's not like they're veterans that are bad behind the rookie. It's they're very young, inexperienced.
Well, that's the weird thing. Like you normally see in a situation like this where it's like, all right, the young guy Rattler, your rookie 2nd round pick Shuck have a guy like Joe Flacco behind him.
Yeah.
And they can start week 1. And you know what? Maybe New Orleans wouldn't be terrible if they had a Flacco, a Ryan Fitzpatrick mode, a Tyrod Taylor who's in New York.
Well, and then
or Jameis Winston. I mean, it's so funny. They ran Jameis Winston out of town.
Why would you get rid of Jameis?
They ran him out of town. He'd be perfect to start the first 5 weeks, and they could go 1-4 and play Shuck
and
after
then
that.
play Shuck. Yeah, it doesn't.
They had there were members of the Saints saying, "Bring Jameis back." Like that's a horrible sign for that quarterback.
Well, when you have people on the roster saying, "Bring in a quarterback," that's a red flag.
That's a good start, though, guys. That's a good. It's the only quarterback room I can remember that's this bad, and it ended up not being that bad because Fitzpatrick played significantly better than we thought. Was that year where the Brian Flores tank year, obviously, that turned out not to be the tank year, where I mean. Josh Rosen could barely complete.
He was not good.
He was so bad.
Imagine that. He was a 1st round pick.
Hey, not only that, he was. There were people, and that was, of course, the Allen Darnold Mayfield Rosen draft. There were a lot of smart people who thought Josh Rosen was the best of the 4 of them.
It's crazy.
Well, I mean, Gettleman got roasted for not taking a quarterback that year. If I recall.
You know what? He was right and wrong at the same time, right? Because you and I both.
He was right. He was wrong because he's an idiot.
It's the same thing though. Like people come to me like, hey, do you wish the Jets took Josh Allen in that draft? And I remember going into that draft saying to my dad, I want anyone but Josh Allen in that draft because if he ended up with the Jets, Josh Allen would have been out of the league in 3 years.
There's
true. No chance that he would have been able to.
Brian Dable.
He needed Brian. He did need Brian Dable. 100%. I'll give you the credit, Kramer, on that. But he needed a guy like that. But again, boy, it is. Isn't it great to have football back, guys?
Yeah.
I mean, I love baseball too, but boy, this is just so much better. Like looking at the board over there.
But imagine talking for 15 minutes about baseball games in 3 weeks. You're not doing that.
Hell no, my friend. Well, I have to on my own show, but in this circumstance, no. You know, I want to ask you about another Week 1 game that I have absolutely no idea what the hell to do with, and that's the NFC West game in Seattle, where you have the 49ers as a road favorite. I don't know what the hell to do with this because there are a lot of people taking the Niners because I know people, and me included, are scared of the Stafford back injury. I think if Stafford's healthy, the Rams are clearly the best team in that division, even though Garoppolo is not a schlub behind him. But what do you do in Week 1? This Niner roster, I think people are underrating how bad this Niner roster really is. And just resting on the laurels of
classic Shanahan.
Yeah, exactly. Shanahan is going to get more out of this roster. Purdy is a legitimate top 10 starter at this point. I keep going back to hey,
kind of a thin roster.
Early season, Darnold's good.
Incredibly banged up.
Well, that's the Niner way, right?
Yeah, they just
give me the reason not to take Seattle at home with a plus price.
You don't want to get tricked by preseason, but the defense is flying around.
Yeah.
It looks like the offense is going to be gimmicky, run the ball. Clint Kubiak put up 80 points with the Saints last year in the first 2 weeks. So
we were talking Derek Carr was the MVP of the league for 2 weeks.
I could see that similar narrative, right? Seattle starts a little hot, especially with the San Francisco roster situation. We haven't even started the season. This is a team that always has the most. They're always top 10 in the league in adjusted games lost. So
yeah, it's crazy that they can't.
I think I might be on. I think I might. I don't love Seattle, but I think it's becoming more and more clear that Seattle might be the play.
As a home dog, and they just bring that physicality with the run game. Now, Kenneth Walker, we'll see. Obviously, if I'm taking Seattle, I want him to be 100%. And it seems like he'll probably be there.
Yeah,
but
I think he's good.
They've been doing some injury management with him. What are you doing? Do you have a survivor play for week 1, Jeff? Would you just keep it chalky and take Broncos?
I'm just going to go with the herd and hope I don't get burned.
Yeah.
Because what's the path for Tennessee winning that game?
You also don't have a lot of times in the season where you'd want to take Denver, most likely, unless you're super high on.
Sure, and look, I have Denver as a playoff team. I don't think there are people that are picking them to win the AFC West. That's just one of those. Just let's.
I'm the crazy guy.
Sean, you can be crazy on your own on that one. Like until the Chiefs get the throne, I'm never picking.
Yeah, I mean,
them.
maybe I'm getting too cute, but the Chiefs at that short price, we could look back at the end of the season
like,
and
what
feel
are
very
we doing?
foolish
Yeah, exactly.
for fading Patrick Mahomes.
But it just goes back to also Denver's awesome at home the first 3 weeks of the season because teams traveling to elevation and in heat on top of it where it's going to probably be 90 degrees.
Yeah.
This is just keep it simple. And you know what? Look, if it gets beat, so be it. Then it just wasn't meant to be this year for me in the survivor pool because you look at up and down the rest of the board. Like
it's tough.
I'm not taking the Eagles on Thursday night, even though I don't see how the hell Dallas wins that game.
It's a division game. I like to avoid those.
Yeah, and I don't like picking the Thursday game too. I'm not as crazy as you guys. I don't have the testicular fortitude that you guys have on Miami.
Miami. I mean, Miami, and we saw this last year with the Pats beating the Bengals, and then we got knocked out week 2 because we had the Ravens at home.
I tell you, leading by double digits going into the fourth quarter against the team that won 4 games. Yeah, it's terrible.
So come on.
But we talked about it earlier. Giants are live against Washington.
Big time.
I mean, if the Giants and Browns win, that would knock out a ton of people.
Well, how many people? Here's the question. I'm fully convinced Denver's going to be the number 1 selection. Who's the number 2 selection? Is it Cincinnati on the road? Is it Washington?
Tough.
Is it Arizona? Like we mentioned, I think it has
yeah.
to be Arizona because they're not going to be the same formula as Denver. When else are you going to use them?
We mapped it out. Week 5 would be the only other time.
Who's the opponent week 5?
I think they play Tennessee that week.
Okay, they should win that game. They should win that game.
It's like the game this year feels like fade Tennessee and New Orleans at all costs.
I definitely
Colts. I'm really out on too.
Definitely New Orleans. I think by the end of the year,
Tennessee.
I think by the end of the year, Miami's going to be a massive fade.
Ooh.
I have all the unders on Miami. I have the regular under, I have the alt under. I think if
coach fired,
McDaniel could be the first one to go. But if they win week 1, then you know how it's been with him there. They play
get
great.
Off to good starts.
They get off to the good starts. They play great against these league average teams, and then when they play the good teams, they look awful.
If Tua's playing, and the team they're playing isn't a playoff team, they're going to win that game.
More likely than not, or they're at least going to get the game. At least going to lose close.
Straight up record as a starter is good.
He has to not be concussed also too.
I feel gross defending him, but yes, and him get knocked out of the game.
So one other batty one I want to throw at you guys. I am way too high on the Bears this year, and maybe I'm just a sucker for Caleb Williams still. Where I
am high on the Bears, maybe not super high.
I have the Bears winning the NFC North.
Yeah.
And,
small sprinkle of that for sure.
I had that. I have all their overs. I have them make the playoffs at plus 180. Also here at the mothership at Circa.
Well,
but week 1, I'm baffled by the way that game's been bet.
Yeah,
because Minnesota has essentially and look, JJ McCarthy could end up being good. We don't know. We genuinely don't know. But it's essentially
this is my stump speech. But keep going.
We essentially have a rookie quarterback starting week 1 on the road in prime time.
Yes.
Justin Jefferson has barely been on the field this preseason with his leg injury.
Yep.
Jordan Addison is suspended. This game. We had reports earlier this morning from the day we're recording this that the Vikings want Adam Thielen back from Carolina.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
That's a red flag to me.
Yeah.
And you have a defense.
They wanted to keep Daniel Jones.
Yeah. But you have a defense that, okay, I think they were awesome last year. Don't get me wrong. They were awesome until that debacle in the playoff game, which was not really their fault. Darnold just was so bad in that game that it didn't matter. But you're going on the road. You're facing, this is the first game with Ben Johnson coaching the team.
Yeah.
And look, after this will make you guys laugh. Ever since Todd Bowles was a bust with the Jets, I don't judge guys who've never coached a down in the regular season before. But Ben Johnson seems as close as you can possibly get to being a guy who's going to be a high-end head coach without any head coaching experience.
I loved what I was hearing about at camp, and people were like, "Oh, he's yelling. They're making him run laps and like all this stuff of like the camp's a disaster."
Come on, hard-nosed stuff. Let's go.
But I think you need that if last year was like, "Hey, do your own thing." Caleb's a millennial kid or whatever, and
100%.
Now you're bringing in some discipline, some organization. They needed a foot up their ass. They have some talent on that roster,
and their offensive line. It might as well have been you, me, Kramer, Mac, and Colby over there. It was so damn bad.
Yeah.
And what did they do in the offseason? They went out and they traded for Joe Thuney, who's other than the guys on the Eagles, arguably the best left guard in the NFL. So you're in a scenario here where the offensive line is better. The weapons are better. Look, I'm a Missouri grad, but Luther Burden as a number 3, number 4 wide receiver is an amazing target ad. DJ Moore is only going to get better. Odunze is only going to get better. I have questions of running back because we know DeAndre Swift at this point is the epitome of average.
Roshan Johnson.
We're Roshan.
You're Roshan, guys. I can't blame you there. But look, in the end, I think the Packers take a step backward. I think Minnesota just has to take a step backward based off of the amount of wins they had a year ago.
By 3.
And the Lions are the most fascinating high-end team I can remember going into a year because the roster is basically the same, but then you have to replace both coordinators. And look, John Morden is 1 year as a play caller. The Jets inexplicably fired him after 1 year where he had a top 20 offense with Josh McCown and nothing around him. They may be all right, but it could take some time. And as always, and all three of us know this, I'm always waiting for the shoe to drop with Jared Goff. At some point,
he did throw 5 interceptions in a game they won last year.
Yes, and he turned the ball, and he threw 3 in the playoff game last year. So when does that shoe drop? So I think the Lions take a step back. Bears have a last place schedule. 11-6 is enough to win the division.
I think it's going to be competitive. I think they're going to be in the mix. Jeff, appreciate the time, man. Jeff Parles, of course, follow him on X and check out his show, Sports by the Book.
You got
Where can you get that? YouTube? Where are you putting people?
YouTube, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Pacific. I know you guys are nationwide, so we got to give the whole thing.
Yeah.
Monday through Friday, and then noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on Friday, our football special.
Oh, awesome. Let's go. Make sure you check it out. Appreciate you hopping on, Jeff. Best of luck for NFL. Let's go. Also brought to you by mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. Get in over there. Great new offer. 50% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply, but you also get a free $10 casino chip. Let's go. Maybe you can run it up on the old craps table like Kramer and I did. MyBookie is super fun. Love it. Kramer, we're talking about doing a live blackjack episode for our Patreon bonus fun or bonus episode. You know we're going to be using mybookie.ag and use that promo code SGPN so they know we sent you. Help yourself out with another great sportsbook option and help us out by supporting the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Go to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Joining us here live from the Circa Ballroom, proxy to the stars from footballcontest.com, Vegas, Maddie. What's happening, Maddie?
Not much. I'd like to count you as the stars.
Oh, well, appreciate that. Yeah, I see.
You guys signing up tomorrow, right?
Yes. The plan is sign up tomorrow, 11 a.m. We're going to hit Million, hit Survivor, and then we're going to also go over across the street because we are going to play the college contest as well this year.
Outstanding.
So that to me is that's a new wrinkle. Right?
It's new and exciting. Anything new and exciting, we're in.
So now we haven't discussed this, Kramer, but no better place than on air to discuss it.
Yes.
You, me, and Colby,
of course,
splitting the entry. And what is it? It's 7 picks per week for the college contest.
Yeah, starting next week. So you guys, got to start studying. So it's 14-week contest, and we'll see what happens.
It's going to be interesting to decide that 7th pick. If we each get 2 picks, 1 7th pick, how are we going to figure this out? Ryan?
I don't know. It could just be Colby gets 3, we get 2 each, until we take it away from him, maybe.
So, Maddie, everyone's excited. Looks to be another. I mean, what do you have the over/under set at Circa Survivor entries? It seems like to me they're going to hit 20 million. I know they're guaranteeing 15 million, but I think they're going to get to that 2,000 mark and hit 20 million.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's looking like right now. You can look at the numbers right now, and I don't want to say quite triple it because that would put it at 24,000 if you did that.
Man.
But definitely.
So 20,000.
Yeah. So somewhere between. I was thinking 18 to 20,000, but it looks like 20,000. I mean, if you're gonna make an over/under number, maybe just set it right at 20 and see what happens. But yeah, that'd be $20 million guaranteed. So it's pretty amazing.
And there's already 20 Grandissimo entries. Some of us at this table didn't think.
I thought I was like, oh, they'll get 21 Grandissimo, 22. I did not think we'd be here at Ultimate Contest Weekend. There'd already be 20 entries.
I know, because that could double too. We know a few people coming in doing them, and
yeah. I mean, if you're playing $100,000 entry, I mean, I would hold on to the 100K as long as I could. So maybe get a couple more weeks of interest, whatever it is.
Well, you say that, but sometimes these guys just want to get that money out of their pocket.
Yeah, that's
Make
true.
sure they're locked in and they don't have to worry about it.
I did speak to someone who entered, and they said part of the reason is they wanted to take advantage of the perks in the summer.
Oh, there you go. That's very smart.
And so, I guess I don't have. We'll talk about this maybe on the podcast. I did stumble into some money today. So I am closer to a Grandissimo entry than I was when I woke up.
Kramer got a text basically on the way to get on the flight here to Vegas that they had stumbled upon a bank account with a bunch of stocks that he had completely forgotten about.
Oh my goodness.
Probably putting him halfway there to the Grandissimo ride. So look out. Have you signed up anyone for the Grandissimo yet?
Yeah, we've got a handful of them right now, and we got a couple more people coming in. So one of them I think tomorrow, another one in the next week or so, and we'll see. I mean, that's the thing. These guys, I assume they would have their proxy locked up. You're not just going to be like, hey, I got 100,000 now. Who's going to put the pick
proxy?
In? Right, but our guys, we've had people in touch with us that'll say, hey, what do I need to do to get the money wired to Derek and get it set up?
So has anyone showed up with just a briefcase of cash yet?
Not that I know of. It's pretty.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to fly with 100K. Maybe that's. I think technically you're supposed to declare it after 10K.
Yeah,
that's a funny form to fill out for the TSA. I'm entering Grandissimo. I need 100K here.
If we drive out week 1, you know why.
Yeah, we don't want to be flying with that much cash there. So now this is you've been the proxy to a number of winners over the years. Our buddy Chris Farley, I know, uses you as a proxy.
Yep.
He's won 2 big checks. Very jealous.
Absolutely,
of him.
yeah.
But do you get as the proxy? Now, some proxy places charge a percentage of winnings. I know you guys don't, but I feel like if we won a big giant check, Ryan, we're gonna peel off Maddie a little tip.
We always play the game. How big's the tip?
When we put in our big parlays at Circa, we always discuss, hey, how much we tip. And have you gotten a juicy tip off a big winner?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a few guys that tip as much as high as 10%, which is very generous.
Oh man!
I'm not saying that's a standard. That's an exceptional tip.
Yes.
But I mean, I like to say somewhere between 1% and 5% is considered a good tip. Anything less than 1%, it's kind of like, all right, well, I guess we'll see you next year. And but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Honestly, like we'll take whatever we can get. We've had guys that don't give us any tip that win money. So if we get something, we're happy with it.
That's bad juju. The gambling gods will frown upon you not taking care of the proxy.
You can't not tip.
It happens, but not too often.
Now, Maddie, what about you personally? They say don't get high on your own supply, but you're around all these Circa Million, Circa Survivors. You're rubbing elbows with all the winners. Are you playing in the contest? What's your contest?
Absolutely not. Yeah, our rule from day one is to just ride with our clients and root for you guys.
Oh,
so,
that's I can see why. Yeah,
like you said, you don't want to have a split interest.
Well, and you have over 1,000 clients here with over 3,000 entries, and you're seeing everyone's picks every week. So, God forbid we were to have like a Survivor entry go deep and then know what everyone's picks are.
No,
so
I didn't even think about that. But to your point. Yeah, imagine if, or especially like if you're in Circa Million or Circa Survivor and you see what he's playing and then you play the opposite. Yeah.
Are there actual rules again? I assume
there are no rules because some
wow.
proxies do participate.
Oh, wow.
That is a no in our opinion. And our integrity is the name of the game, and trust with your clients. So that from day one, again, like that's just something we don't want any part of. We just want to ride with you guys and hope for the best.
Yeah, footballcontest.com, promo code SGP, get you $50 off. Still plenty of time to sign up for Circa Million, Circa Survivor, right up until Saturday afternoon. I forget the exact time cutoff.
I think it's 2 p.m. on the 6th.
Is there anyone who has like $1,000 running up to the window there at like 150?
Well,
really
trust me,
there
are, but I think that's the thing is you better have your picks locked and loaded and ready to put in on the spot, because there's no time to like, hey, I'm going to sign up for a proxy service at that point. Like we will get you set up for week 2 at that point, but like, you got to hit that deadline, and our deadline, as you guys know, is 1 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday, which is the latest of any proxy service. And
yes, great job.
You're already like an hour past that, so we're not going to be taking calls. Hey, can you put my picks in? We don't have any of your real information yet. So
get
in.
In
our testimonial is we came from a email and spreadsheet shop, so we just love the idea that there's technology, there's a website,
there's buttons you click. We
have an upgraded Survivor interface for you guys this year that's going to track your picks throughout the season.
Very
exciting.
So you won't be able to go to the drop down menu in week 2 and take the same team.
Nice.
It's all going to be taken care of. So we want to take care of you guys and have you get the best user experience possible, because we don't want you to have any stress. We want it to be easy, and just pick those winners and we'll handle the rest.
Yes.
Well, as someone who screwed up the first 3 or 4 weeks last season, I was a very smooth customer support process.
We appreciate that.
You do a great job there. Now, what about you, Maddie? Are you like, what has the buzz been? I always like to try and figure out who everyone's going to be on for week 1 Survivor. I think obviously there's going to be a ton of people in the Broncos, the Commanders, maybe the Bengals, or if people learn their lesson. I
don't know, man. The Bengals, the crazy thing is you see Joey Burrow running for his life in the preseason, trying to get them some early action. And I don't know. I mean, Bengals, I don't know. I would never tell anybody who to pick in that, but I think you're going to see a lot of Commanders, a lot of Broncos for sure.
Yes.
But yeah,
Kramer, Giants fans just licking his chops. The idea
and the Eagles
Giants
right off the bat. If you think about it, people take the Eagles in that first one, and then you have the opportunity to buy back after the first 2 games. Even that Chiefs and Chargers game on Friday, if you were to take one of those 4 teams in the first 2 days, you could buy back in for the max number of entries. So some guys do that. Like we really don't see that very much. It's a lot of money to shell out, hoping. I don't want to say hoping that you lose, but you're trying to like force your way on to week 2. But that is a possibility.
That's a great way to put it. When people bring up that strategy, it's like, you're just burning. It just feels like you're burning.
Do you have $10,000 to throw down the toilet and hope for the best? But yeah, I mean, you do have that option at Circa to buy back. For sure.
Now, what about we had you on for the Raiders preview. Great job as always. But what about your picks outside, Maddie? I mean, you're living here in Vegas. You love the game. Do you have any futures you like that are jumping out at you? Some teams you're looking to fade, teams you're riding. Any player props come to mind?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I did want to bring up, I know last year, being a Chicago homer as well, I brought up Caleb Williams, and I actually remember discussing Jaden Daniels with you guys, saying, I really like the guy, but I don't think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. And then what happens, right?
Yeah,
so
he smashed it.
So this year, I'm going to go opposite my thinking, and I'm going to say Omarion Hampton to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. For the Chargers, just Genty is getting a lot of love, and I have actually bet a couple crazy parlays, which I'll share with you guys in a second.
Yeah.
But Hampton, I think at like 10-1. I just think he's going to be a horse for Jim Harbaugh there. Sorry.
Yeah,
don't confuse him with his brother.
No,
but,
I mean, it seems like they're going to pound the rock, and then Najee Harris, unfortunately, with the firework incident, it's
I mean, we've all seen Najee Harris, so I mean, he's good for a little bit, but then I mean, Hampton's going to be the workhorse, and he's going to be the man there. He's a tremendous college running back coming into an awesome situation with the perfect coach for him. So I like the 10-1 odds on that. And I did take a couple shots with Gente. I'll have to share these with you. These are like 2 huge homer Vegas parlays.
Hey, it's okay.
Let's hear it.
Because at Circa and at Westgate, you can parlay some of these things. I found a kind of a glitch where I could parlay offensive player of the year with offensive rookie of the year.
Oh, okay. Because our buddy
at the Westgate, yeah.
See, our buddy CJ was trying to parlay offensive player of the year and defensive player of the year.
So I did that at Westgate.
Okay, Westgate.
So when you guys are over at Westgate,
allow.
think about that. I did Genty with Crosby. Okay,
Ooh.
offensive and defensive player of the year. That I bet $100 to win $105,000.
So offensive rookie of the year, or
no, offensive player of the year. I did.
I like this. I like this.
Not only that, but that I was able to parlay offensive rookie of the year and offensive player of the year.
Okay.
So take him on both.
Yes.
Say he has this unbelievable year.
Oh, dude, this is a great idea.
I think that paid like it was $100 to win 30 grand.
So
Sean, you should do this with Josh Simmons, offensive rookie of the year and protector of the year.
So we've been talking about
do it on the app because
Yes.
I'm not sure. I was messing around with it. One day I couldn't do it, and then the next day I snuck it in.
Kramer keeps talking about Abdul Carter, who I do think will be good.
Yeah.
As much as it pains me to say it, but he's very short priced to be defensive rookie of the year, like 3 to 1.
Yeah.
And Kramer's even taking him defensive player of the year. If he wins defensive player of the year, they have to give him defensive rookie of the year. Why not parlay
Yeah, exactly.
those?
That's what I was thinking. So I'll figure it out. I'll see if I can get it on my app and if it's allowed.
I mean, I love this
it would be
mindset.
crazy.
This is true DGen stuff,
Seems
Maddie.
fine.
This is why you're great
Just
to have
burned
on
a
the
few
podcast.
$100 out the window already, but you know what?
But seeing that
market research.
seeing the potential money, it's like a lottery ticket.
Yeah, when I plugged the numbers in, I was like 100 to win 105,000. I was like, okay.
Yeah, come on.
I'm
I was like,
losing
why not?
money, not making.
Yeah. Well, we had talked about Crosby as defensive player of the year too,
love that.
and they had one of the better numbers still out there. They had like 11 to 1, I think, or 12 to 1,
very nice.
Especially locally.
So
that's
I
good price.
parlayed that with Genty at 80 to 1 to win offensive player of the year.
To the moon.
Yeah. Our buddy CJ, he has Bijan Robinson parlayed with Max Crosby. So
Well,
you
I
guys
did
will
do
have-
Gibbs. I did Jamar Gibbs with Crosby as well.
Okay.
So that was really my first inkling, and then I'm like, wait a minute, what about Genty? I got to do an all Raiders one, and then I started putting the numbers together and saw the money go up, and I was like, what the hell? I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah,
This is like-
let
I'm
it
going
ride.
for broke.
So no different than last year when I couldn't help but stack my kicker with Derek Carr.
This is a great. This is
now I'm gonna
something
be-
to discuss with Steffi Smalls.
Well-
is the whole fantasy kicker debate? If you're going to take one, go with a kicker on a team that has the worst quarterback in the red zone.
Oh,
right?
okay. So is it might be the Saints again, right?
Daniel Jones.
Like
Daniel Jones is the starter.
Brandon Aubrey with the Cowboys.
Oh.
Dak Prescott always melts down in the red zone.
Like that.
All right, so
Like that.
But I was gonna say now I'm stuck. Now we're gonna go to the Westgate, and I'm just gonna be figuring out a bunch of parlays.
I know.
to
You
craft.
unlocked, Maddie, you unlocked Pandora's box here with the
Didn't need to-
parlaying these
Didn't need to know where the drugs were sold.
award market. Maddie, you always do a great job. We use you for our football contests. Highly recommend everyone else as well. Still plenty of time to get out to Vegas to sign up here in person. You can play from anywhere. Footballcontest.com. Promo code SGP. Get you $50 off. Follow him on X at Vegas_Maddie.
appreciate
Maddie,
you guys.
Great time as
Thank you.
always.
Look forward
Appreciate
to
it.
having you guys on our team again this year.
Let's go. Thank you as always, everyone, for tuning in. Of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button and toss us a nice rating and review over on Apple, Spotify. I see all the comments coming in over on Spotify. Questions, comments, answer them all over on Spotify. Shout out to the guy who asked me about Derek if he could put the game audio on outside at Stadium Swim. So yes, feel free to ask any questions, comments over there, and appreciate while you're there. Toss us 5 stars so we can dominate the charts over on Spotify. And of course, as always,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
for Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
Fun fact: Jose Bautista, owner of the Las Vegas Lights FC, once did request Derek to turn the volume up and change the channel at Stadium Swim, and he did it.
Kramer, let it ride.
I want better fucking execution.
Wah, 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 wah.